What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Welcome, everybody, to the awakening world. Here I am, Love Coach Scott Thomas, with my wonderful co-host, Trish Wright.
Hi, everyone.
We've been doing this for 3 years now. You know, we'd have a big 3-year celebration next month, but the celebration now is that we are at the Global Peace Tribe Retreat. Say hello, everybody. In fact, you know what we might want to do? I'm sure. Can you grab the computer and just?
No, I got it.
You got it? Okay, you gonna show people?
Yeah.
Are you online or?
I'm online. Gotcha.
I mean, away from the.
All right, so let me find Trish.
Set up.
And you're going to be hearing from a lot of those wonderful people today. And it's going to be an amazing show for music. We've got, of course, Omar Shar. Fanny is here in person. We can't see you yet, Fanny. You know that wonderful song that we always start the show with? The people who wrote it are here and are going to play it live. The Awakening World song. Of course, I'm talking about Bob and Pookie, who are going to get married tomorrow with Reverend Michael Beckwith and some of us watching. And then we also have Goddess Tess, a beautiful new friend. But with no further ado, we're going to go right. Oh, I almost forgot. For those of you watching on Facebook, hello. Listen, you are going to want to join the Global Peace Tribe. This is the start of our new spring season, spring for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. And if you come to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com, you can learn all about us. Now, what's wonderful is Trish and myself and this wonderful tribe, we do 3 shows every week. Wednesday nights with Trish, Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. And if you register for the new season, just click register for the new season. That'll take you to our registration page. You'll get all the links for the next 3 months, all the way through the end of June. Plus, we do extra special shows. And these are just some of the wonderful guests and co-hosts that will be on in the spring. Co-hosts like Kristen Hoffman, Louisa Stowe, Tangela, Krista Collins, and of course, every Wednesday night, Trish. And then amazing presenters like Eden Amadora and the Twin Ray and all the beautiful people that are regulars on our show. And for example, Wednesday night, here's an example of the show we just did, all about embracing death with compassion. And we deal with topics like death and extraterrestrials and how we can love ourselves more and relationship issues. And because Christian's involved, a lot of activism stuff. That's the Wednesday night shows our activism show. So join the Global Peace Tribe. You also will get the links to all of our shows on Monday. We send it out. So if you missed a show, no problem. We're going to send you the links. So a big part, of course, of the Global Peace Tribe is music. And we're going to have a lot of music. We're going to have 2 songs tonight from Oshar, 2 from Fanny, 2 from God is Test, and 2 from Bob and Pookie. She's got a little music show. And let's get started right away with my co-pilot. He has been amazing here at the retreat. Here is Omashar. He was a good boy, so we put him in the corner.
Got this cat on earlier. Actually, and what we didn't tell him was we're live streaming from Bali because that's where the retreat actually is. So take my hand. And I just wait for my sweet patience. Say you will see I've been dreaming. Now it's the time you've been waiting for so long. I've been holding you through all the ages, knowing I'd be with you once again.
So now the good news is that it sounded great for us. But for people watching at home, they couldn't hear you at first. We switched to this computer and then they said it was too staticky.
Okay.
So we may have to do actually just some sound checks to figure out how to get the sound right since we have so much music playing.
Yes, there's over 200 people here.
Yes.
Barney. I enjoy singing.
Do you have some thoughts as to how we can? Well, give some thought to it. Yeah, no, now it's coming through this one. When it was coming through mine, they couldn't hear you at all.
Well, they couldn't hear you because you don't have original sound on.
Okay. Well, anyway, they weren't hearing you.
So
What did you do different?
So I had
Oh.
him mute here and run through here.
we didn't unmute him.
No, I did unmute.
No. So when the musicians come on, I put this to original sound.
Got it.
This is behind the scenes, you're not seeing it.
All
And I'll press the mute.
right.
Okay, all right.
So.
But it was still too static.
With unmute.
Yes.
So we might want to,
Can you hear me now?
Well, he plays with, we're gonna, thank you, first of all, our wonderful Global Peace Tribe audience. I'm gonna go to gallery view, turn on your cameras, those of you that are in. Cameras on, I see Stacy and Sylvia and Nitya, I'm so sad you're not here.
And-
There's this empty bed with your name on it.
That's right. And Sylvia, thank you for making all that effort, for sending all of those origami and the stones and everything you painted up for the Global Peace Tribe that didn't arrive. I know that you sent them, and so from the love in your heart to us, we received the love, even though the box didn't arrive. Thank you.
Let's just do a quick sound check for like 30 seconds. And audience, I need you to tell me, yeah, we're gonna probably have an echo because we're in this there's a high ceiling that goes up to heaven. But are you able to hear Tricia and I talking clearly well?
Yes. Well, they're echoing because Omashar's here is not muted. I know we're working it out here.
You know what? I'm gonna control the muting and the unmuting on that one. Okay? How is our sound for right now? It's perfect, okay.
So let me just
Do 30 seconds. So we're gonna do a couple of sound checks. Thank you, Global Peace Tribe. This is gonna be a unique show.
Better.
Better. Yes, I'm unmuting. Oh, right, you've got to unmute it manually. That's right. I can't do it. You do got me.
Okay, feedback. Oh, that's some feedback. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody feel my heart? Karen, can you hear us? Karen, can you hear the music?
Closer, just speaking a little bit. Is there background noise? Yes. Echo and static again. That you have both computer unmuted stuff, but that's very Okay, so everybody else, give us a little feedback. Better, is that gonna be good enough? Is that gonna work? People sing better. Keyboard's okay, the voice is a little bit off.
Well, It's because I have shouts.
You gotta unmute him.
Okay, it's because I haven't showered today. Hip, hip, hip.
Me neither, Omashar.
Okay. Alright.
So the audience
Audience says,
just peeking a smidgen, it's good, that's okay. I think the echo is because of the space they're in, it's much better. We're gonna go with it, all right? All right, welcome to everybody watching on Zoom. Welcome to a very unique version. And this is our first show of the new season. So I'm gonna periodically have people popping in, sitting next to me, and then we've got great music. Just give me a little bit of chat, some music, a little bit of chat, and so on and so forth. Trish, what's it like being at the retreat?
We've had amazing teachers and speakers, and every participant here has been incredibly courageous and brave to go deeper and to look and to practice and to keep building community, even when it's exhausting and frictiony, and to really deepen and open their hearts and their love. It's been a miracle, with starting with the convergence and diving into different activities outside and inside the house. It's been a really special time with all of these beautiful people. And I'll be walking around with my phone showing you all these beautiful, amazing faces as well, so that you can see them and connect with us.
So what I think is, I'm gonna swing it over so we can talk to Jerry, who's right here. And if you get your phone ready, after I talk to Jerry, come over and be ready to interview Roger and Bonnie.
Right.
Okay?
What am I
And
doing?
I'll ask the questions. You've got to be the camera. You'll be the camera person. How's that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. But look, right next to me is Jerry Anderson, the wild monk of the Mystic Monastery. And he's been doing double duty because, Shri and Kira are also here doing their thing. And we've been doing our best to cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
And he's been the bee. He's been a busy little bee driving everybody back and forth. Hey, Jerry,
Yeah.
say hello and tell us what your experience has been like.
Hello, everybody. Well, I can tell you yesterday, the Ecuadorian group had an incredible beach ceremony. The whole ceremony was about water. And so being at the ocean, we made a giant mandala of flowers and fruit on the beach. I mean, big, like 10 feet across. And then the shaman from Ecuador had brought many, many things, many plants, many ceremonial tools. And his heart was so big that when the ceremony was coming to completion, he gave away almost every single medicine object he brought home.
Wow. Wow.
Touch
And there's another very precious member of the Global Peace Tribe sitting on your lap.
it.
It's not Trish. It's Jasmine Bear. Oh, there you go. She's in the middle next. There we go. Anything else you'd like to share about how about, on Tuesday, we had this Los Angeles convergence. You were there.
Oh, my, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that day, we blended so many new hearts from around the world. And the Pato and Antoinette, they had so many local kinds of groups and things to support. That was really amazing to experience all the different kinds of gardening in the city and all kinds of projects that they're working with.
Yeah. So again, what he's referencing is the Los Angeles convergence, which took place on Tuesday. That's why I decided to do a Global Peace Tribe retreat at this time, because we had so many people coming in for the convergence, and it was about 125 people all sharing what they're doing to make our awakening the world. Yeah, Southern Shore, you're right. Jasmine Beer wants to sit on both laps. She's very equal, opportunity, love her. And a lot of people are sending their love to you, Jerry.
Blessings to everyone.
I would love to have us, we're gonna do a quick, camera person, Trish, is gonna go over to Roger and Bonnie. They've been at both of our retreats.
Friends.
And they found this house. So, Roger and Bonnie, the spotlight is on you. With God's success.
Hi.
And Atira is there too. What's it like to show you?
It's been amazing. From the LA conversion to the
Blessing. Oh my God, it's the experiences we've had with this group in this house and outside it have been such an experience that has broken our hearts wide open. And the tears flow freely and the laughter is contagious, and we are just having a blast here. We're so grateful to be part of it.
you gotta be here. We're excited to be here.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
Unfortunately, your bandwidth is.
Your bandwidth. That's
Yeah,
all right. I'll get on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll work it out.
I think we could probably handle two people being on the Wi-Fi, because if she's gonna do that, it was too choppy. We are gonna go to some music with Bob and Pookie. So I'm putting the camera on them, and what I'd like to suggest is let's do a really quick sound check before we go into the full thing, just to see how it is, since we had a little bit of a sound issue. So I'm gonna mute myself, and everybody in the audience, let us know how the sound check sounds, and then we'll go fully on to Bob and Pookie.
So we got three things coming through here. There's a my voice, Pookie, you say something? And my guitar. I'll
Can you
mix
hear
it.
me?
What, what's
All right, how are we coming through? Is everybody good? Check, check,
on
check.
here? Yay!
It's a good morning, it's a good day to be alive.
Doesn't sound like that for everybody yet.
All right.
This is
One person said perfecto, and another person said bad echo.
well,
I think it might be.
it's a perfect bad echo. I think it's
Perfect bad echo going on.
Yeah.
Karen Eisenberg, if you can kind of let it be our person letting us know how the sound is, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
You're gonna be our
Thank
sound
you.
engineer. So we're gonna get echo, we're gonna have to live with that.
Yep.
You guys did that amazing song that we've been using for a year now. These are just people who wrote it. All the way from St. Louis, Missouri, Bob and Pookie.
If it's okay with you, we'll save that amazing song for our second one. Tease people a little bit. Up to it. Yeah. No sense in giving it all away right away. Right?
That's right.
It's amazing event you put together here, Scott and
Thank
company.
you.
So yeah, thanks for inviting us to be part of it. Just want to go into a song first, and then. Cool, but yeah, we were involved in this whole thing. We came in for the LA Convergence, which happened on Tuesday, and that was amazing. Got to play some songs for that early in the day, and yeah, amazing collection of human beings here, there, and
Love is on the rise. I love it.
That's right. So let's do.
So it brings these huge feelings inside of me of gratitude.
That's a really, she is the queen of segues because that happens to be the topic of this first song. It's amazing how that works.
I know, right?
So yeah, it's a song we wrote about a year and a half ago. We realized we didn't really have a song about gratitude. We did other people's songs of
Right.
gratitude, so we needed one of our own, and by golly, we came up with one. And here it is now.
My heart is full of gratitude, flowing deep inside. My heart is full of gratitude, flowing deep inside. I am grateful, grateful.
blessed to be alive. With every breath and step I take, I'm blessed to be alive. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for my life. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for my life. I am so grateful, I am so grateful, I am so grateful now. I am so grateful, I am so grateful, I am so grateful now. I am so grateful, I am so grateful, I am so grateful now. I am so grateful, I am so grateful, I am so grateful now. Throughout each day, in so many ways, I know how loved I am. Throughout each day, in so many ways, I know how loved I am. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for my life. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for my life. My heart is full of gratitude, flowing deep inside. My heart is full of gratitude, flowing deep inside. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for my life. 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 Very cool. And by the way, yeah, we did not plan wearing the same outfit at all. It was just a total
That's
coincidence.
so funny. You're so funny, honey.
Well, I'm going to read just some of the comments coming in. Dr. Laura writes, I'm so grateful that the sound was improved so much that we can enjoy the song.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
Thank you, Omashar, for working the kinks out.
Katie writes, great song, so grateful. Wanda Zamora writes, we are grateful for you. Ayada writes, hello, Peace Tribe. I'm finishing watching the live stream of Charles Eisenstein. We love Charles, he's been on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Jeffrey writes, screen is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So a lot of positive feedback.
Thank you so much. We
I
love you.
saw the dancing going on there too.
Lots of dancers.
Now, you were at the Convergence.
Yes.
Tell our audience a little bit about your experience of the LA Convergence.
Wow. Wow. You know, it's like we are living in the most amazing times right now. And what we're realizing is that we have, the power is in the people. The power is in our hearts. The power is in the love that we express towards one another. And when we come together in these circles, these overlapping circles, because there were so many of us from all over the world. There were so many people there. And all of us are holding the same vision of a world that works for everyone. A world in which all of our needs are met and we live in abundance and we live in joy and we live in peace and unity. And there are so many amazing ways in which that can happen. And what we got to experience at the Convergence was all these different ideas of different ways that people were looking at different subjects, different specific needs that we have in the world that need to be met. And all of these, like the minds that had gathered together in this one room to share their vision for their future was so incredible. My heart was so filled with gratitude to know that these people exist, right? And that we're finding each other. And then the other thing is that even though we're gathering in this circle right here, like right here in this very own room,
Turn
and
off all the lights.
all over the world, circles like this are being held with the same intentions that we have here, and they're all being spoken in different languages. And so we are rising together in love. And so it's not this isolated thing, it's so much bigger than that. If we can imagine this circle 1,000 times over, then we will come to understand what's really happening in our world right now. Because you know what? Love wins! We are winning! And this is what it looks like on the way to love winning. All right, Bobby, wanted to say something?
I don't know if I can follow that, my gosh. No, so 3 years ago, Pookie went on the trip to the Holy Land with Unity Earth organized it, and she had never really met these people. I wasn't able to go on that trip. It was very adventurous for her to do. This is right before COVID, and she met all these amazing people. They fell in love with her. Then we come back, and now it's been 3 years of Zoom, being on Zoom, and so she's really had an opportunity to connect with all these amazing people. She's like signing for me. And so I had a little bit of exposure to these folks, and we played some songs for them. But so I was meeting a lot of these folks for the first time, and she was reconnecting them for the first time in 3 years. So yeah, it was just really amazing, a loving group of folks with this powerful vision of raising the vibration of the planet. And so yay, it continues here.
You know, I think what we're going to do is, because you're right here, is I'm going to talk to you for another minute or two or 3 or 5, and have you do your second song, just because it's all set. But you tell us about the marriage.
Oh, that's right. There's a thing happening
This is
here.
the last 12 hours of us
So,
being,
yes.
actually it's less than that now.
That's right. So Pookie and I have been, we've been a couple for over 17 years, thank you very much. We've never, we talked about it getting married, but there was never any really reason to get it legalized or whatever. But more recent months we started talking about it more. And we always have said if we ever do get married, there's a particular person who we would love to officiate the wedding. Who is that?
Michael Bernard Beckwith.
That's right.
The Rev! He's my soul papa.
So Michael Beckwith, founded and senior minister, whatever the title is there at the Agape International Spiritual Center here in Los Angeles. We used to come to LA a couple times a year, several years ago. We'd always go to Agape, and Pookie is also a known element, an individual there. Made her presence known, and people fell in love with her there as well. But we haven't been here in like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And so we thought to ourselves, we're coming to LA for the first time in like a decade. What's the odds that maybe Reverend Michael could be available? At first, he's in India for this yoga festival. So we're like, I don't know if it's going to happen. He's hard to reach. But we went ahead and made an appointment to get our marriage license anyway. Holding the intention, right?
Yes. And then, of course, I did this sneaky thing. I went on Facebook and I told all the people to hold the vision that Michael would marry us. And you know what? That stuff is powerful. When you start asking people to hold the vision for you, wow! It's like, whoa, all that energy was flowing towards us. All that, they all could see the vision. They were holding the vision of Michael bonding us together in sacred union. Yeah. And so, believe it or not, as soon as we got our marriage license on Monday, I took a picture of us holding the license and I sent it to Reverend Michael. And he texted back immediately, right away. We hadn't even left the building yet. And he says, well, okay then. All right, well, we'll just do it at Agape.
I just got back in town.
I just got back in town. Give me a few minutes to catch my breath, and we'll have a little conversation. And of course, he says, we'll do it in my office after the Sunday service. So we were like, yes!
It's not moved in the lobby, so we're going to have a few people there to witness it. Yeah.
So it's going to be, it's my infinite joy. So
It's going to be amazing.
It is. It already is amazing.
You know, of course, Reverend Michael has been on this show many, many times. And I don't think I've told you this, but I first started going to Agape when we were meeting in the basement of the Santa Monica Miramar Hotel.
I've heard about
on
this.
metal folding chairs.
I've heard this before.
That's
Now- yes, you and other people too. It's like
That's how
amazing.
far back we go. So
That's amazing.
we're looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing. It's already amazing.
So let's all bless them.
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Would you be willing to tell us the story of the song that has become our theme song?
Oh yeah.
So we were taking a walk a couple years ago, and we've just really been on a roll. We've been pretty prolific in recent years writing new original songs, and that gratitude song actually came during a little hike or whatever, and we were taking a walk around the neighborhood, and we wanted to write a song about unity, all right? And there are a lot of songs out about unity in the new thought and spiritual realms. And a lot of them use the phrase "we are one." It's a very common phrase in a ton of songs.
Because we are.
Yeah, we've even used that phrase in some of our songs. But I just want to do something a little different and say, what's another way we can express that sentiment without using those exact words? Just to do something a little bit different, put a fresh spin on it. And I just started humming. I said, "We come from the same source. We come from the same source." And that was the seed. The idea was planted on that walk. And over the coming weeks, we developed it into this song. So you're familiar with the chorus of it from the theme song, but there's a whole full song there, verses, all kinds of stuff. And Pookie wrote most of these, for sure. Yeah.
And then in 2021, Unity Earth used this as the theme song for World Unity Week.
Yeah.
And so really, really powerful. So we're so grateful. But it just speaks to where we're at right now.
Right. Do you need a quick drink?
Yeah, let me have that.
Before we do this? So yeah, we'll do the full song for you, the full enchilada, then we will let Scott move on with the rest of the show.
Yeah, the rest of the amazing show. We got more amazing music, powerful missionaries. So good.
Stay tuned, folks. But first, here we go.
Now is the time for all nations to rise, united in one vision for all of mankind, standing strong. everyone. Thank you, all of our dancers, all of our singers. It's just so great to be here with you. And Scott, thank you so much for everything that you do to infuse this community in compassion, love, healing, unity. You are such an amazing leader, and I'm so grateful for your heart. Like, man, you work so hard. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure people don't know the behind the scenes for you, but I've witnessed it in the last couple of days, and you are just dedicated to this path. And so thank you so much for being in such a beautiful place of leadership. Thank you, Jasmine, for all the lovely kisses.
And you know what? I was trying to find your link, so please send me the link, like on Facebook Messenger, how we can communicate. So I can show people how people can get your music.
Of course.
And I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it.
So there come up websites for our music, soulmassagemusic.com.
All right, well, hold on. Talk about it and read it slowly so that I can put it in right now.
So just think of massage like hands-on, you know, soul, S-O-U-L, massage, music, all one word, .com. And I don't just soulmassage.com, music.com, soulmassagemusic.com. What is it, folks? Soulmassagemusic.com.
That's us.
Look at all these albums, you guys.
Yeah.
I
Waking
know.
up to the good and wake up happy and soul massage and Holy Ghost. I'm showing all the albums.
Thank you, Scott.
And it's also where it's the most prominent platform that we have is actually my YouTube channel. And if you search for Bob Baker Affirmations, you'll quickly find that on YouTube. We got over 325,000 subscribers, over 1 million views a month. Pookie and I stream live every Sunday morning early. It's 7 a.m. Pacific.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We're even doing that tomorrow from our Airbnb. Even on the day of our wedding. So anyway, there's a couple places that you can check us out. So thanks a lot for having us.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Love you.
I gotta say, it's pretty cool having a live audience.
Yeah.
And look at who's next to me. Who is that? It's the newlywed.
I got lucky too.
Yeah, mine's longer than yours.
We just got it really hacked into a number of changes.
So I wanted to, Connie and Andrew are here, but I only have room for one person. So Connie, I hope you don't mind.
I'm sitting on the.
Well, if she can sit on your lap. She's fine, okay. You know, all these events kind of began in Sedona, where 80 of us met for the Hollow Movement. And it was a meeting of the Evolutionary Leaders Network to ignite the Hollow Movement. It's now an incredible book. Of course, last weekend, all of our shows were with members of the Synergy Circles and the Evolutionary Leaders Network. But I thought the only person that's actually in this room right now that was also in Sedona with us was Andrew and Connie. So Andrew, I wanted to kind of get your feedback, if you could share with the audience a little bit about your experience in Sedona and everything that got started there.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, we are on an extraordinary marathon. Many of you may know we're making the sequel to our 2007 film, In Search of the Future, What Do the Wise Ones Know? And this is In Search of the Future 2, The Only Way Out is Up. And like last time, we're consulting with Indigenous elders.
Bring it to them.
Sorry,
No, that's right. No, I appreciate that, but they're
yeah. So we left Sunrise Ranch about 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. I've totally lost track of time. And the first stop was Santa Fe, New Mexico, together with members, friends from Humanity Rising. So we're on this unification thing. We're unifying humanity, rising unity, Earth, the Global Peace Tribe, the Hollow Movement, and anybody else who will actually let us in the door, because we love all of this. And the most amazing thing is who from the Indigenous world are letting us in the door. So we have already filmed some. I'll just tell you what, when you're a filmmaker and you can't see straight because there are too many tears in your eyes, you know you're getting something powerful on camera. And that happened to us several times already. First two were
indigenous. Second one was Emmanuel Consul.
Oh.
His interview for this was absolutely moving. We were just, I mean.
And
literally,
he's the man who
and he's
really
the man who put this book together.
put this book together, exactly.
Right. So that was our second stop, was Sedona, where we used to live. So everybody knows us, everybody loves us. It's at a beautiful, beautiful retreat center called Sidonia, and it belongs to a beautiful, beautiful lady named Sonia, whose husband said, let's call it Sidonia. So that's a little plug for them. They're beautiful. We knew her. They welcomed us warmly. The larger group welcomed us warmly. And my goodness, if we were to make this film and travel the world to go and grab these little tiny 5-minute interviews with all these people, we'd have to travel 100,000 miles, and they all converged. And we just went, oops, we're headed there. And it just coincidentally happened. We were actually coming here to LA for the LA Convergence, the Unity Earth Convergence, which we've been a part of for quite some years. And then for the Global Peace Tribe's second retreat. I was about to say annual retreat. I don't know if it's annual. Anyway, here we are in Los Angeles, California. The sun is shining after being cold and rainy and miserable. It's glorious. And we're about to head up the coast for Santa Barbara, where Adam Hall has agreed. Some of you may know the beautiful Adam Hall. We're going to film him on Wednesday or Thursday. Off to Santa Cruz, California. I'm an old hippie. And there's a series of books that have come out in Santa Cruz called Hip Santa Cruz. And it's a 6-volume series. Volume 6 is just out. And I'm going to be reading, this is at the Art League of Santa Cruz on Saturday. So anybody's watching from within striking distance of Santa Cruz, California, come down to the Art League at 3:00 on this coming Saturday, which is Easter Saturday. Then we're heading for Marin, and we're going to a Mary Magdalene adventure in Novato. And I mean, come on, this is me and Connie and the Trustmobile having a blast, the three of us.
Right? And that's from
93 in the shade, 93 in the shade, 93, and I just got paid. But that's not the correct answer.
But that's not the correct answer.
But I do have coming up in November my 80th birthday. So this is my 80th circuit.
Isn't that cool?
And I have no complaints.
I can't wait to have you on the show for another 80 years. Andrew and Connie is over there filming away.
Hey, Connie.
I'm going to ask you to give up your seat to Maureen, your traveling and teaching partner.
Oh, so
you can introduce her.
Edwardson. You may or may not have caught her yet. Here she comes. Look out. She is quantum healing on steroids. I was diagnosed with this terrible thing called emphysema. She came along. The pulmonologist went, so we have a puzzled pulmonologist, and I appear to be healed from that. That's all I will say, and she'll say the rest. Maureen, replace me.
Thank you. So we're going to have a lot of it, and we've got Victoria Reynolds here, Paul Sterling. We're going to hear from a lot of people. Music with Fanny and Goddess Tess. But welcome, Maureen.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. I'm really extra blissed out because Fanny just did a beautiful 20-minute, half an hour chair massage for me. So if I'm just a little like this, you'll understand why.
So tell us about your quantum healing work.
Well, it's called Inner Resonance Technologies, IRT. And my website is maureenedwardson.com, where you can read all about it and have, some free experiences there on the Gifts for You tab. Lots to explore there. And the main excitement in my life right now is collaboration, because I really believe this is the next step. And so Connie Andrew, wowza, wow is absolutely wow. We are doing an event at the Gateway Portal in Venice Beach. If anybody is in the area or remotely close, highly recommended to prioritize that event. 7 until 10 on Monday, April 3rd, coming up. And so Connie and Andrew, with their trust frequency and the inner resonance technologies, the IRT, which allows people to hook up to their own quantum self in a very simple, non-invasive way, that poof, everything that's no longer relevant, no longer necessary to drag forward and interfere and create static in your life, so that you can really get to the juicy process parts that we're really here for, and really engage in the most efficient ways. That is a fast track. There's no bypass, but it's a fast track that gets you to the heart of the matter. And often I call IRT a Trojan horse, because it goes right to the center of your heart in a very non-invasive way, and all heaven breaks loose. And then you're available for everything that you're here to do and be and share, and for all of the, the wiggly bits, that really want to be smooth and harmonized.
MaureenEdwardson.com. I'll pull that up. I can't do the thing while I've got people sitting next to me, but I will pull it up during the next song and then show it to you after the song. And
so thank you.
Would you like to introduce Wowza?
I would. Wowza is a wow. Come on, Wowza. Wowza.
So again, Connie, Andrew, Maureen, and Wowza are all doing work together. They did a beautiful presentation here at the retreat, and they're going to be doing an amazing thing. Monday night, we'll all be there in Venice, California. And tell us about Wowza.
Yes, at the Gateway Portal. And so Wowza, oh my goodness, I don't know how to introduce Wowza. She is beyond wow. She represents our infinite, our event is unleashing your infinite self. And so Wowza embodies that. So she takes, Connie and Ken, Andrew and Connie bring into the trust frequency all the principles and for the new earth and all of the beliefs and the new paradigm. And then I help people clear the way of all the boulders and stuff like that. And Wowza comes in and, just takes everybody physically into a full-on expression and an ability to embody and express, all of that. And so I just, give you Wowza, and she can say more.
There's Wowza. Wowza. Wowza, you have so much wisdom. What's one Wowza wisdom tool? A Wowza wisdom tool.
Oh, when I look out at all these beautiful people and through the eyes, I see me. But there's no one we are not. What an incredible thing. And see, but we're like having a sacred practice ground for really being able to test market new and different, powerful ways of being from the heart. It takes a little miracle. And to have us see you, a whole world out there, looking back at us with eyes, again, that are seeing the whole of the truth and the uniqueness. That's what you do. You bring out the unique original that we all are. See, where we can get lost, people hear unity. Oh, where will I be? I'll be lost. No, it's the uniqueness that just shines bright. And that's the great one. I'm bringing the great right next to the great old. I feel feminine spirit in every man and every woman is slipping through the cracks with revelation. Wow is absolutely expressed throughout the world. I want to bring the spiritual value to that word. It is the modern mantra. And every single time now we say, wow, we are saying love extraordinaire everywhere present. It's a wow. Woo!
This is welcome. Well, and she was talking about how everyone is so unique. We are about to hear from an amazing new artist. You haven't seen her on the Awakening Wheel before, but she's been here entertaining us for the last 2 days. And by the way, Reverend Jeffrey wrote that he loves IRT and he loves Wowza. In fact, everybody's loving Wowza right now. It's coming up in the chat box. So I am really honored to be someone I've known for a very long time. I always knew you as Goddess Tess when you were.
Love that you call me that.
So I'm now gonna flip over to the camera. Where? Now that's funny. I'm having a little trouble finding that shot. There it is. Okay.
Here I am.
Here is Goddess Tess. She moved up from San Diego with her wonderful dog, who's been playing with my dog.
Joey. Yeah.
She's an extraordinary artist, singer, as you're about to discover. And Tess, what would you like the Awakening World audience to know about you?
I'm a say yes to Tess. I'm a yes to everything, and I love to live in the big wow. That's like one of the things that I say all the time. So Wowza was a great lead-in for me. Live in the wow. This has been something that I've said for a while. I am the founder of a spiritual community that has lived in multiple incarnations in the physical, has been in the virtual world for the last number of years, and for the last 2 years I've been looking for a new physical location. It's called the Universal Temple of Higher Consciousness, an unconditional love and world peace incubator. And the latest incarnation that I'm envisioning creating is a tantric vegan lifestyle retreat, ideally with a lot of musicians that I can collaborate, cohabitate, and co-create with. Yes, I got a hand raised for Trish, okay. And I have a project called Rename the Planet, Planet Peace, because one of the things that I want to teach people is about the power of the word, and just planting that thought seed, even though it sounds like, sort of naive and innocent, is that people can't forget that they heard it. And instead of treating our mother like dirt, we would actually, every step we take upon her could be sacred, a sacred prayer. So I would like to nominate all of you to be ambassadors of Rename the Planet, Planet Peace. And I'm looking for a new home to offer something called the Shamanic Expression Jam and Public Therapy Theater. So I love using all forms of expression to help people get more embodied and remember the truth of who they are.
Tess is going to do one song first now, then we're going to talk to Victoria Reynolds, and then we're going to have music with Fanny, and we're going to meet Paul Sterling. Tell us what your first song is.
It is called Creation Personified.
All right.
Where is it? It isn't. Technical difficulties. We are live, folks.
Well, while you're working at it.
Okay, we're going to start again. We're ready now. Wait a second. Yep, start. Step inside your mind. Seek and we shall find all the treasures. Oh, wait a second. We need to start again. We're off. Wait, can I start it or do you have to start it?
No, you'll start it.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to try this again.
Take two.
Actually, it's 3, I think. Okay.
3 is your charm.
Yes. Okay. Step inside your mind. Seek and you shall find all the treasures you've been dreaming of. Gently turn to me. I will set you free. Melt your troubles in the warmth of love. Everything you ever longed for, you already Well, the best place to find my music besides Spotify and all those platforms, and those places I'm just Tess, TES period. Although there happen to be others, so you kind of got to look for the Silver Maid to find me. And then I'm on a website called reverbnation.com/yes, Y-E-S, the number 2, T as in Tom, E as in Eric, S as in Sam. 1 S on Tess.
Well, thank you. We will definitely have more tests coming. Yay! We have this magic chair. It's like, you know, one moment it's Trish, then it's Andrew, and now it's Victoria Reynolds. And you've seen her on the show before. She's been on a couple of the shows that Tangela did. And Victoria just did a beautiful presentation for our group. And she has a vision, and really the last 2 weeks has been so much, this is my reality, being with so many people holding the vision of the awakening world. I call it the awakening world. Some people call it 5D. Victoria also presents a vision for what we are capable of and what we are creating that's very powerful. And so, Victoria, I'd love for you to share that vision with our audience. And as much as I like you looking at me, go ahead and look at them. I like that part, but go ahead and look at the audience.
We've had a lot of fun the last couple of weeks. March was a huge month for planet Earth. I don't know if you all have been experiencing, but the energy this last month has been crazy, exhausting. I feel tired all the time, which is not normal for me. So we've been pummeled with all these energies that have been literally changing the landscape of our planet. And I call it a love-based reality. So I started about 15 years ago, recognizing that we have been living in, and I call it the old world. I was saying the present fear-based reality, and I've actually started changing that language because it is no longer the present fear-based reality. It is the old world, which was based in fear, and we are already launching this new reality that is a new reality based in love. And so that's what I've been calling it. The old fear-based reality, that was the 3D, the matrix. Pick the term that works for you, because it depends on which side of this, the so-called divide, which we know isn't real. It's just a false divide. It's an illusion of division that was created to keep us from uniting. And so there are a lot of different labels for this old world that we've been moving out of, and this new world we're moving into. Call it New Earth, 5D, heaven on earth, peace on earth. I call it a love-based reality. It's a reality that's based in the heart. So what has happened in the past is that human beings by default made our decisions based in fear, not even knowing that was our default. Now, as we wake up to the loving that all of us are, we're now learning how to make our choices consciously from love, where love becomes the default of how we make our choices. That's what we have to look forward to. And the more of us who recognize, oh, I choose to no longer participate in that fear-based reality. And I choose to create a new reality that's based solely and wholly on love. And that's where we are. And humanity is beginning to remember that all of us are divine love having a human experience, that all of us are source creator embodied as each of us, that all of us are the creators of our reality, that all of us came here for the purpose of uniting our hearts and growing that heart light within us and being the loving presence that we volunteered to be. We haven't volunteered to be here. Right? And so that's what's so exciting. We're actually creating it. So I wrote this book, Recreating Earth. It's based on what the future of Earth looks like. And what was fascinating is I'm downloading this vision of what Earth looks like. It's called the 2030 Divine Plan. And as I was doing my research, I started finding little pods across the planet that are already doing it. And that was really exciting because a lot of people are saying, well, nothing's happening. We're living in this doom and gloom. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. And thank God all hell is breaking loose, because that means it's leaving the planet.
Yeah.
And there are people who don't think anything's happening because they're just watching fear porn, for lack of a better word. And they're watching the news and seeing all those terrible things that are happening in the world, and then getting wrapped up in that fear-based negative story of how terrible things are. When if you open up your eyes and you look around, you'll see extraordinary things are happening on the planet right now. All love is breaking out all over the place. Light is breaking out all over the place. The light workers are remembering who they are and standing up and becoming light leaders, light warriors, and taking, this is what I call it, about the light army. So we came here to be the army of light. And the beautiful thing is we don't carry weapons. We don't carry guns. We don't carry swords. We carry the armor of love. And you know what else we do? You know what they call it in army?
What?
We lock arms.
We lock arms, exactly. And that's what we're all doing. We're all
What we're
locking
doing,
arms.
locking arms.
Mhm.
This is the army of light. And here we are. That's what we're doing. And we are such a force to reckon with. That's why the dark side of Cloud Trust has done everything it can to keep us from unifying. I mean, they've tried every label under the sun to keep us divided and conquered. And there's enough of us that are saying,
No,
no, we're seeing through that. It's an illusion and we're not going to take sides anymore because we're here for one purpose only. And that's for the love of humanity and the freedom of all life on earth and restoring the peace on earth. Every human being on earth wants that.
Mm.
That's the crazy thing. Every year at Christmas, oh, peace on earth, peace on earth. At the core of every human being. And all the fashion shows, right? They're always saying peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth. That's what we all want. We all crave it. And I've known for years that it really is possible.
Mhm.
When enough of us understand peace on earth really is possible, when we choose it from our hearts, not because we're being forced to be peaceful with each other, because peace through coercion isn't really peace. We choose it in our hearts. And there are so many of us now who are choosing that. Doesn't matter what's going on in the periphery, we choose peace.
Mm.
Doesn't matter how they try to divide us, we choose love.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what darkness tries to pervade our experience, we choose light. We choose to remember who we are and stand out there as the army of light and show the rest of humanity what's possible. And that's what we're all doing here in this beautiful space that you've put together and here on this beautiful channel. And all of the networks that are showing up like this all over the world. This is just one tribe in one place, but they're everywhere. Love is showing up everywhere. It's like popcorn. Love is all over the place.
A couple of things. Have you connected with David Gershon and his program Peace by 2030?
No,
Oh,
I have not.
Did-
My book is about.
well, when you, right, well, there's a whole movement. David Gershon is part of the Evolutionary Leaders Network. He was in Sedona. He's been on this show. And he has a whole organization called Peace by 2030 that a lot of the evolutionary leaders, including Christian Hoffman, are very involved in. So I'll connect you with him.
You.
I mean,
And I didn't.
you did.
I did.
Oh, David was there.
But you did.
He was
Don't I
he
think
was
you
there.
did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very white-haired man. Anyway, we'll talk about that off camera.
so I've met so many people in the last year. It's like.
Yeah.
There's a whole new tribe.
There's a whole new, a
It's
lot, well, we're all finding each other.
amazing.
We are the imaginal, we're the imaginal cells fighting each other to create the butterfly, to create the new paradigm. The other thought that I had, of course.
Yeah, we're in this transition phase that we're in as the imaginal cells are beginning to remember who we are.
Exactly. And most of us are having the same thoughts, just maybe comes through our filter, through our particular upbringing or belief system, but we're all kind of having the same collective dream that's forming. You know, one of the things that I thought to mention based on what you were saying is, why are we moving into a greater state of love? Biologically, we are moving from survival to thriving.
Absolutely.
We're moving from reptile brain reactivity into frontal lobe responsiveness. We talked about that in a little talk that I gave today. So before we go, we're going to go to Fanny next for some music. But what would you like to share? What's a tip or tool that you'd like to give to the audience for coming more into the heart, coming more into choosing love? What's one wisdom tool, one wisdom jewel, if you will, that you'd like to share with the audience?
So one of the things that I do, and no matter what is happening in my life and in the world around me, I try to always ask myself, how can I see this through the eyes of love? Doesn't matter what it is. How can I see this through the eyes of love? And when you stop to ask yourself that question, really stop and ask, then you will start to be able to see whatever that experience is through the eyes of divine love. And when you start to see everything in your human experience as ugly and painful as it might appear to be, there's always something loving in it. Always. And so rather than defaulting into going back into the default of fear, which is judgment, blame, shame against them, right? When you stop and consciously ask, how can I see this, whatever this is, through the eyes of love? And then listen. There's always a loving answer, and you'll always see that it always works. It's always there working on your behalf. The universe always serves your highest good.
Thank you, Victoria Reynolds, for you're such a wonderful new member of our community, and we're wonderful new members of your community.
Yes.
Here it is. And speaking of seeing things through love, Fanny always sees things through love. And I didn't know she was going to make it to LA. And what a surprise when she showed up. It was like, oh my God, Fanny is with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen her on the show so many times. Here she is live, Fanny Stirchild.
Thank you, oh my child, oh my child. You said, Fanny, I believe in miracles. Maybe it would take a miracle for me to come to LA. So we did. So we did. So did it hear me. Did you hear me? Yes. You're beautiful, my tribe. I said to Omashai, it would take a miracle for me to be here in LA. The apple, the La La Land. And the miracle happened. We even believed in it.
looks like they are in the same room.
Sing along with me, my love. Around the world.
About the same. We'll have to do when she comes on the show in her place and with her husband and everything. Okay. All right. I'm leaving.
Fanny is here. It's amazing. I'm actually using your camera, Trish.
It was so fun to be here at the event. I had so much fun. I was the fun greeter, actually. Everyone had come in. Wow, all this intelligence and this beauty of all this magical world that we live together. The awakening world is alive in LA, in La La Land, and I was shaking up with my hummingbird at the door and making everybody happy because my hummingbird was called Joy. So I said, joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes and the blue sea, joy to you and me. So it was so fun to be here with you. And I know I found my tribe. You are my tribe. I love my tribe. We are blessed. Thank you so much, Scott, for.
And Fanny, of course, when we see you, we think of Vigari.
Yes.
Tell us, how is Vigari's mother doing?
Vigari just came back home last night in Vancouver. He was 3 weeks with his elderly mother that is on very close to Ascending. And Vigari is very strong, and they are very, very beautiful. He's so much like his mother. His mother is an ascended master in some ways. She is very in the light and love, and the light in her heart, totally open. So Vigari is strong, and he's home now, so she can fly and be in her joy. And we've given the best we can, and so it is.
Thank you so much. I'm going to read comments coming in from our audience. Serena, all the way down in Ecuador writes, here are a few funny and outrageous closed caption blunders tonight for our entertainment. Celebrate that it is April's Fun Day. So some of the things that came out in closed captioning. One was, for your decreased practice instead of sacred practice, putting Omashar in the horn instead of corner, a top trick retreat instead of tantric retreat, spirit energy instead of sacred energy.
I like better sacred.
Energy has been exhaust by Veronica instead of exhausting. All of us are embodied as HIV. We are forced to be pitiful instead of peaceful with each other. And Fanny Fairchild turned into funny, failed her child. The good news is Scott Satori says the video and the sound is awesome. Blessing from Dr. Laura, blessings to Vigari's mother. May her transition be blessed. Absolutely. Dora, acknowledging your hummingbird of joy. Everybody's saying wonderful music tonight, and yes, I am still echoing. Well, you've noticed this good-looking guy next to me. This is my good friend Paul Sterling, the author of Love More, Argue Less.
Actually, it's argue less, love more.
As
It was reversed.
opposed to argue more and love less, which is
Right.
what happens.
Often.
So, you know, a big part of the retreat has been having love coaches like Trish and Paul here. Katrina was going to be here, and Katrina has COVID. Maximum grace with Katrina. But we've had some really good love coaching, and Paul is brilliant. What would you like to share with our audience? What are some of your wisdom tools and jewels?
I will do that, but before I do that, it really was, if I remember right, Scott, you and I were on the phone when you came up with this idea.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about it, what we were gonna do.
That's right.
And I went and created something called the Courageous Love Show. You created this, and just so that people, Scott is somewhat humble.
You're talking about the Awakening World, the start of the whole.
The start of the whole
okay.
thing. And since then, there've been over, I think it's 3 million.
500 shows, 3 million views.
3 million views. 3 million views. That's more than most cities. And the one thing I'll say about Scott is, it's like, we were roommates for a year and a half or something. And he shows up each night like this, but all during the week, he gathers people from all around the world. And he is so dedicated to serving you and making a difference. And what I heard Victoria say, I'm forgetting the exact words, but about the language of love. And if you want to change your relationship with anyone, change the way you communicate. And you can change your relationship with anyone, including yourself. And so what we're needing is a new language, and something Scott and I and a lot of other people have studied, nonviolent communication. But I also called that, when I first started doing this, with the language of love.
Yeah.
And what I taught here is, how do we speak heart to heart? Because we speak from the head, we speak from our heart, and we speak from our hurt. And it's, how do we stay in our heart? Because when we're in our head, it's the world of logic, reason, facts, figures, who's right, who's wrong, and it's not very connecting. You destroy a relationship communicating from your head. You destroy a relationship communicating from your hurt, your reptile brain.
Yeah.
And about the only way to make it work is to learn how to communicate from your heart. And it's a language of feelings, needs, requests, and it takes practice. It's always a choice. It's like a gym. So you come in to hang out with Scott and Trish and everybody else. It's like going to the relationship gym, and you don't get to go once and you're fixed. This is not where you get fixed. It's where you come and you do emotional push-ups and breakthroughs. And so that's what I teach. And I'm actually, for people in the US, I'm giving away a copy of my book.
This book.
If they go to arguelesslovemore.net/free book, and you do have to pay shipping and handling.
Arguelesslovemore.net/free book.
And I'm actually shipping them out myself. It's not a big industrial production. It is, I am dyslexic. I'm grammatically impaired, spelling impaired. So this book was an act of love. It was, and you know, some people say they only make a mistake once, and I say BS on that. But this is really Paul's book of mistakes. I made the mistakes so many times that I actually wrote a book about it. And what it was is a book of the triggers. When I talked to Marshall Rosenberg, the creator of nonviolent communication, his book, you know, on nonviolent communication, get that for what to do. My book is, it helps you avoid the 5 top triggers that will cause arguments and cause people to shut down. We have something, so my closing sort of thing is, we have something I call a listening switch. And when you trigger somebody, their listening switch goes off. It's sort of like Charlie Brown and his teacher, and that's all you hear. Wow. And the thing is, you've got to get them, once they're in their hurt, they can't hear you anymore. And you've got to get them back into their heart, or maybe into their head. So it's really important. And the one key line, so I'll leave you with this key line. When someone's in their hurt, their reptile brain and they're triggered, the only line that I know, and there's probably other ones, but the one I know is you ask them, honey, what do you need to feel safe right now? Because that talks right to their reptile brain. It tells them, because when you're in the reptile brain, you're binary. So you're either enemy or ally. You're either dangerous or safe. And when you ask, what do you need to feel safe right now? You've told them, I'm your ally and your safety matters to me. And it instantly relaxes you. It relaxes me because I get in my reptile brain just like anybody else. So anything else, Scott?
I thank you for being here. How is Paul's teaching, huh? Yeah. So we're gonna do another song. I don't know where Omoshar went. Oh, I can't see him. So Omoshar, we're gonna have you do another tune. You know, normally I'm putting into the chat box people's bios and I am not being able to do that because you'd be seeing me doing this and you know, it'd be hard to the audience. So you're not going to get as much of it. I'll try and do some right now while Omoshar plays a longer song. And I'll try and catch them because I want to get Victoria's website, your website. We need to catch up a little bit on the bios and the websites for the people that you've been hearing from. And we still are going to hear from Trish. She is going to share some wisdom. And we have Andrew, who's one of our participants, who's going to do a little bit of sound healing for us. And another song from Omoshar, another one from Goddess Tess, and a final song from Fanny. So we've got some wonderful stuff still to come. Fanny with Pookie. Yeah. We're going to have a Pookie Fanny. Fantastic. That's exciting. Hey, look who just came in. Jennifer and Shirley just came in. All right. Omoshar, are you about ready? I am that I am?
I am no, but yes.
All right.
Me.
And Trish, it's great we can do that. Thank you. It's working now.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Omoshar, what do you got for us?
Dearly beloved.
Yeah!
What's the rest of it? We are gathered here today for that thing called
Life!
Coming around, y'all. Coming around.
Oh,
one soul, working together to heal. And there are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union. Show me the money.
It's really fun because we've got some, the people like Eleanor Joy and Sophie dancing, Ayana dancing, as well as, put the camera on you, but that's right, I gotta come back to me. But then also Trish, you know, catching all of you is so much fun.
Yeah.
Seeing all of you. So thank you, Trish, for doing that. Yay, Trish. Come. And I was able, thank you for playing. That gave me a chance to pull up some websites. So let's start by going to Omashar's website. And again, this is where you can get music from Omashar. We love Omashar. Support him. Yeah. Who here has bought Omashar from Bandcamp? Who's got a music from about half the people here? Even Omashar is buying his own music. So we heard earlier from Maureen Edwardson. Here's her website, maureenedwardson.com. And, you know, she mentioned that she gives free sessions. So if you go to Maureen Edwardson, there's her story, there's her approach, more about it. And then right down here at the bottom, book your free 33-minute exploration. So that's how you can get free 33 minutes. And remember, this woman literally did an experience for Andrew, and he went from having, I was on myself all this time. There we go. There's Maureen Edwardson, and there's how you can sign up for her. He had emphysema. You know, my dad died of emphysema. So I know that's no joke. And Dad was only 61 when emphysema took him out. So thank you, Maureen, for the wonderful work that you do. And there's more. We all want to argue more and love less. No, wait a minute. What am I? It's something different than that. Here it is. No, that was intentional, to be honest. We want to argue less and love more. Yeah. And we do that by going to Paul's website, which is exactly that, .net, argue less, love more.net. And then if you do what I'm doing, you add a little / and you put in free book. There it is. And that's how you sign up. You only have to put in your billing information for the shipping. You're just paying for the shipping. And it's an amazing book. So let's all, I don't want to say support Paul. He doesn't need it. You need it. We need it. And then Victoria Reynolds was with us, and her website is right here. It's her name, victoriareynolds.com. And she is fearless and free and all about self-mastery. She is also offering a free digital book called Rise Up. And I don't even think she charges for the shipping, Paul. So you got a little competition. Oh, it's digital. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. So here it is. Here is the hardcover of the book. I get confused because it's a hardcover. Digital download free. So get these books. These are beautiful, beautiful books. Thank you so much. Trish, You have done some wonderful teaching here. You've done 2 long, wonderful experiences with people. What are the wisdom tools you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, I blew them away that first day. They were all like,
I know.
and I was like, whoops.
I came down afterwards to, I don't know, to talk about what was going to happen next. And I'm asking questions. They're all like,
I tried to bring all the jokes in. They were just all like, I was like, oh, okay, I'll turn her back. One of the things, one of the foundations of my work really is really not only just about self-love, like the self-love show and all of this, but it's also really about taking responsibility for how we move in the world. And that's one of the things that we've talked about throughout the entire weekend, is that like we get the responsibility to take ownership of our own minds and our own thoughts and our own bodies and our own way that we're impacting people. And one of the things that I want to bring in, because I don't think I've shared it yet, is really about taking ownership of impact without guilt and shame. And that's something that we had an experience with today of like, we had some shift. It's,
we had a moment. We had a moment.
A real human life moment where I got crabby, because I can do that.
And I was being a little pushy.
You could do that.
Which we definitely do.
And there's like a moment of, and it came to this moment where I think both of us, like we shared it in session as well, like very honestly and openly with everyone so that they could see both sides of how the communication works. And what we didn't say is really about how neither of us went into the you're bad and wrong, and neither of us went into, oh my God, I'm bad.
Right.
And we both took responsibility in a literally 10-second conversation. Hey, I was totally a brat right there. And I just got really like, and he's, oh yeah, I totally was pushing. And I was like, and it was just so easy. And so the self-responsibility piece of taking ownership of our impact can be just like that. That's how we can take and move things forward. Like, oh, I take ownership of my thoughts. And when I have a negative, crabby thought about myself, who has some negative, crabby thoughts about ourselves? Well, I want to give you a hint right now that I can trace every insecurity back to systems of oppression through social norms. You don't have to participate in those ones, because those ones are here to keep you stuck, to keep you kind of not evolving. And if we can just say, oh, the body thing, like, oh, well, I mean, if you want to talk to me about this, I don't want to get into it here. If you want to talk to me about the whole social beauty standard, or if you want to talk to me about like the wealth thing, or the gender thing, or the race thing, like let's talk about where these insecurities stemmed from, and let's just dissolve that layer and that lens of this reality so we really can be free, so that I can say, hey, Jerry, do you want to walk to this next level with me? Because I love your body, and I love the wisdom that you've gained, and I love your long hair, and I love your wrinkles on your and I
wrinkles?
No. And I love the pooch on the side, and I love the pooch on the left too. Yes, don't worry. But do you know what I'm saying? It's really about looking at, hey, do I really want to subscribe to the beliefs that society wants me to take on, to keep me small, to keep me grounded in something that isn't actually my aliveness, and to actually say no. You get to say no here. Take ownership of that and put it in. Like, what do you want? And one of the practices that I do is like, it'll be like, oh, you're too blank, whatever. You added too much, too little, too much, too fat, too thin, too whatever it is. It could be whatever it could be. And I'm like, and you've seen me do it a couple times. It's like, are you here? Not like, can we just not do that right now? And say, what I really am is a beloved human being loving other people. I'm here to love myself, and I'm here to love them too. So if we can be here together and love ourselves and love each other outside of the conditioning, outside of the programming, because that's where we get to, I mean, if some of us on the outside, anybody else feel like an outsider sometime? Well, this is it. We get to be on the outside of that programming. And this is where we get to love each other. So I so appreciate everyone walking this path with me, and I get to love walking this path with you. And I'm so grateful that you've been so courageous and so brave over the last few weeks. And everybody watching, thank you for being here too, because I see you being brave and courageous and choosing a new life and a new love. I can lighten it up, I swear.
Well, and I was able to pull up her website, which is TrishWrightLoves.com, and she loves very well. And I like how she says it. The road to radical self-love starts here. And remember, she is who does the self-love show every Thursday morning. Who here has watched the self-love show? Yeah, about half. And audience, just remember that you can learn all about the wonderful things. I will agree to your cookies, Trish. She really is a wonderful, wonderful coach. And if you're looking for some good coaching, especially on the hard stuff, she's really good at working with people in a very loving, compassionate way on the tricky stuff. And so go to her website. You can get your contact information that way. And everybody should be watching the Self-Love Show every Thursday morning, 10 a.m. on all the Facebook channels. And we love you and we love the Self-Love Show.
Hey, Scott was on it this last Thursday.
We did it
It's a
together.
great
We had fun.
show
We had
about,
Everything.
well, it was really about everything, but coming back to the heart of love and acceptance. I've had Paul Sterling on. I've had our favorite spiritual couple, Ray and Sahat. I've had a lot of really amazing people, and maybe some of these people here, you'll get to see them too. So keep following along. You can go to Facebook or YouTube or Spotify. If you're not a watcher and you want to listen, you can watch us on or listen to us on Spotify or any of the Apple podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, that's where we're at. And it's the Self-Love Show, right?
And it's a wonderful one. I mean, every show is so good. And her wonderful partner, Dawn, want to acknowledge Dawn. And thank you, Joanna, for putting some of those websites on. I really appreciate how Joanna always helps out in wonderful, wonderful ways. And Connie and Andrew put the link in for anybody near Southern California. A lot of us are going to be there on Monday night. And while Goddess Tess is getting set, I'm going to bring Christy Michaels on for a moment. Christy, I see you're here, and you've got something wonderful coming up a week from tomorrow. Tomorrow is Palm Sunday. And just a reminder for Palm Sunday, in our Sacred Sunday show, we are going to have live right in this building, in the mansion, Pato and Antoinette.
Ooh.
Pato and Antoinette are going to be here with all of our Global Peace Tribers. They're going to lead a very special service. And they're going to introduce us all to the U Rancho book. And there's going to be music and, of course, Omashar and other musical offerings. So that's Palm Sunday, Sacred Sunday. And then next Sunday, Easter Sunday in the morning, we will have our Sacred Sunday show with Christy and Renee and Anthony and that wonderful, amazing musical person, Vox, who you heard a few weeks ago, and Omashar. And then in the evening, tell us, Christy, what's happening in the evening.
Oh my God, it's going to be such a slice of heaven. So powerful. The community is so excited. I got 40 priestesses and priestesses. We're all coming, and there'll be a massive, massive field of love that people will be blessed and elevated in consciousness and hearts cracked open. It's one of the most amazing and glorious things. This is our 13th year that we're doing it. And it's to acknowledge that there is a female Trinity. There's the Black Madonna, the Holy Spirit, which is the Shekinah, the feminine, and the Divine Mother. And then Mary Magdalene is she's the apostle to the apostles, and she's all about the resurrection, and she's going to be channeled by Renee and Anthony. So you'll see them on the Sacred Sunday show, and then you'll actually experience them at the Magdalene Easter. It's live stream or live. And Connie and Andrew, I'm so excited to hear that you guys are coming. You're going to have to come up and grab me. when find me there because I definitely want to hug you. And it's just one of the most I can't describe it, but imagine what the LA Convergence was feeling for people. When people come with the conscious intention to elevate themselves into a state of oneness, all separation vanishes when you share that which is holy. For holiness is power, and as you share it, it gains in strength. And that's what happens. We come in claiming our holy self, our divine self, and the power takes over. It joins all of us because we're sharing it. It's so sweet. When we share this divine nature, it gains in strength. It's so remarkable. Anyway, I can go on and on. Thank you, Scott, so much for giving me the time and the space
Absolutely.
to talk about it. The dancers will be dancing. We have extraordinary dances that are going to be taking place. We have Sue Ellen Parkinson, who is an amazing artist who's painting the paintings that have not been painted of the suppressed stories. Like this is Magdalene on her knees where she's arrived in the south of France. She's about to begin her ministry, and she's written in Hebrew on the sand the word peace, because that is her ministry. That's her teaching. Then we have Gary Malcolm and an incredible a lineup of people. You have to scroll down a little bit more to do that. And you can see the artisans and the I'll keep going. And our Jewish priestess, Andrea, is going to be bringing the light of the Shekinah in. Dan Craig Morris, he was on your show a little while back.
That's right.
Yeah, they're doing the Ampula blessing, which is the blessing that was done for just the kings and the queens. But we will all be crowned. And Anasuya, who's going to bring in the Black Madonna, and Renee and Anthony and Deborah Juicy will be there blessing everybody. It's just going to be fabulous energy. These are all totally amazing people.
Fantastic. You know, Anasuya was in Sedona. Of course, so was Deborah Juicy. And so I got to meet her in person for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Something up?
Just a girl.
Okay. So thank you, Christy. And again, people can watch it live streaming it.
They can live it.
In the Bay Area, you can actually be there at Unity of Marin in Novato next Sunday night, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock starts. Yeah. And it's something like you've never seen before. I haven't met anyone who's ever experienced anything like what gets created. It's just like an amazing field that it just blows everybody away. So lots of love, lots of love.
Thank you so much. And I will see you next Sunday morning.
Okay. Thank you, dear. Blessings.
Take care. Okay, yeah, let me do that a little bit later. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah, I think somebody's already done that, so. Juggling a lot here. Goddess Tess, are you ready?
Ready?
Okay, fantastic. All right, the spotlight is on you.
Okay, so I did forget to mention that I do have a new 3-song EP called Grace and Grit, Musical Medicine for the Soul, Volume 2. And that is following my original, which is a 15-song CD called Awake in the Dream, Musical Medicine for the Soul, Volume 1. There's a lot of feedback happening.
Yeah.
We're just raising the frequency so much. What's that? Oh, that helped. Okay. So anyway, I actually, I give myself a little cheat sheet because I have never sung this song other than on my CD. I've never sung it in front of people before, but because of everything that we have been talking about here, it feels so relevant. It's called Big Big World, and it's really all about what we choose to put our focus on, what we choose to put our attention on. So, and if you remember Abraham Hicks, one of their favorite things to say was, pick a better thought. 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 Somewhere in a world of fear, there's a mama holding baby so near. Somewhere in a world of shame, there's a little boy just learning his name. Somewhere in a world of hate, there is so much more to celebrate. It's a big, big world out there. It's a big, big world.
Well, we're in the home stretch here. I've got one more guest. And then we're gonna close with Fanny and, I'm sorry to say Fanny and Bugari. Fanny, regardless.
No, Fanny and Pookie.
Fanny and Pookie. We're gonna have a Pookie Fanny. But this is a brand new friend. This is Andrew, who I didn't know, but he came to the retreat. And first of all, how's your time been here at the retreat?
Wonderful. It's been really great.
You're a little underscoring there when you said wonderful. What have been a couple of your highlights, Andrew? A couple of things that stand out for you.
Everything stands out for me. The energy, the connections, the teachings. I love the love coaching that Trish and Paul gave. And also everything I've experienced. Music is phenomenal.
Great. And
also the mansion, by the way, is really great.
Yes, it's a trip. It's a trippy place where we are. But it's actually really cool. It's working out. Andrew, you have something to share with us?
Yes, I do. I first want to say my name, Andrew Kane. If you scramble the name, spells reawaken.
Wow.
And then ends in NND, so it's reawakened with NND at the end. And all of my work is about oneness. Poetry, music, sound healing.
So you have a poem and a little sound healing.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the sound healing, I recommend everybody to close your eyes and just feel the healing sounds. Ane. Nakene, nakene, aseo, aseo, aleo, aleo, kane, kane, koko, kae. We all. Ane, ane. Ane. Lakene, aseo, 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 ake, lake, I see you. Open your heart. We all ase, ase ako, ake ako, ake ako. This poem is entitled "The World is in Our Hands." I see the whole world in my hands, dancing in the streets as I sit on the rock. The rock of our soul is solid, full, whole. The sands, the lands, oceans and stars are within us. Take a bus inside your heart and see that the whole wide world is in your hands. Bathe in beauty. The eye is in the beholder. There is nothing that you are not. The universe is all in you too. There is nothing that you are not. You are everything. And when you join hands with another, and another, and another, the ripple effect begins, igniting the energy of love that is in us all. The light, the way, the truth will set us free to be you and me, free to be you and me in the yellow submarine of our ever-glowing hearts, the seed of our soul. Take the bowl and lick every corner. for you are feeding your mind, body, soul with the true nurturing that you long for. Love, love. All there is love. The other way does not flow with you. So bow down to your feet and pray for forgiveness. If you choose to find a way to reach the divine's higher calling, I see the whole world in my hands, dancing in the streets. Let us all reach for the stars by placing our feet rooted in the grounds. Rise up your hands in prayer for Mother Earth and know you are one with her. It is time to wake up. Many are now, things are moving fast now. Soon we will see the other side of our actions, grace and connection. Connect with the one inside your heart is all that is, and see that the whole wide world is in your hands. It is time to rhyme with the horses, dolphins and birds, trees, plants, minerals, and plant ourselves with the land. Nurture the soul, nurture the land. Love ourselves, love the earth. Find peace inside and find peace on earth. We are one with everything, and it is time to grasp this knowing as many are teaching us this fact. The indigenous first peoples were the first to try to alert us. Let us go back to their ways, for the whole wide world is in our hands, and we need to give her TLC, tender loving care, the way we would treat babies of our family or close friends. We are one family. Let us treat each other with kindness, acceptance, and care. We are one family. Remember, welcome home.
Woo! That one poem kind of encapsulates what everybody has said on the Awakening World over 3 years, right? It was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we are kind of wrapping up. I want to remind, of course, those of you in the Zoom room are all the people that have registered for our new season. But a reminder, this is the start of our new season, and I sure would love for us to have some new subscribers. Now, for those of you who came in at $75 or more, you are welcome to bring 1 or 2 guests to send me their name and their email address. It is a new season, so I need you to do that again. And help promote us, help get us out there. And you can always send people to globalpeacetribe.com to learn more. Next week, we have on Wednesday night, a beautiful show. Raquel Spring, who you've seen on the show before, I'm pulling up the poster. Raquel's going to be back, and she's going to be doing a very special show all about the embodiment of Gaia to prepare us for Earth Day, which is coming up in a few weeks. And then on Saturday night, April 8th, we're going to have a wonderful show with John Gray is going to be back on the show. The man who wrote Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus and many other best-selling books. We're going to have Eben Alexander and several other of the leading presenters at the New Living Expo. They're all going to be on the show next Saturday night. And then on Sunday, our Sacred Sunday show, a very special Easter show. You heard us talk about it. So we've got a wonderful week planned. And I'm working on all sorts of great shows for the next 3 months. So please, let's try and get more people to subscribe. Let's grow our Global Peace Tribe. And I want to again say thank you to all the people that are here with us. And there are a couple of other websites. Everybody's now handing me pieces of paper. Wowza, who we saw, has a website that I just learned about, and it is sacredactor.com. So that's how you can meet Wowza, is by going to sacredactor.com. Great. So she has a new book coming out this week. There's no one, nothing, we are not. So definitely wanting to promote. And then I also put in the chat box, but here is the book and the Trust Frequency, which is a brilliant, brilliant program. And here is, I'm going to bring up that website. Connie and Andrew's website and their book, Welcome to the Trust Frequency. So if you go to thetrustfrequency.net, that's where you can register, sign up, get your first clue, subscribe. Let's really all support all the wonderful people that you're seeing. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. I just want to honor and acknowledge all the wonderful people that are with us. And we are now going to close out. I'll check this in a moment. We're going to close out with a Fanny song, and then I'll come back with a couple last announcements, including how you can get Fanny and Garden music. Fanny, are you ready?
Well, oh, well, oh, well, this is me and Pookie.
We have Fanny.
A Fanny spooky thing. Hey, Victoria, are you watching? I'm having her, actually, your Victoria's favorite Pookie. Oh my God. So I'm having her right beside me, honey. Are you ready for that? Here we go, honey. It's our first time together, so it won't be the last. Whoops. Let's try this one. This one's for you, my child.
Well, I tell you where you get it. You go to Bandcamp.
All
And
right.
to the Mystiques 1111. That's where all of Fanny and Vigari's audios live. The Mystiques 1111 on Bandcamp.
That was on fire.
That was on fire.
I
That
was
was
actually
amazing.
singing and dancing and wiggling.
And thank you for the camera work. You have a new job. You have a new profession. Taking camera.
That's someone else's job. Thank you. This was fun, but no.
Well, you did a good
Things I
job.
gotta do.
You did a good job, for sure. All right, we're almost done. There were a couple things that people asked me to share. Apparently, we've got someone watching us named Marla Kinderman, who is recovering from cancer. So Marlo, I hope you're enjoying the show out there. I don't see you in the Zoom room, but if you're watching on Facebook or however you're watching us, welcome. And he does have, did we get applause? And very dear friend, Eostar Kamala, she's been on the show twice in the last couple of months, has started a GoFundMe for her. So this is the information on the GoFundMe. And let's all help Marla recover completely from cancer. Absolutely. Maximum grace from Marla. Maximum grace for all the people here at the Global Peace Tribe Retreat.
Yeah.
Maximum grace for all of you watching, whether you're in our Zoom room or watching on Facebook. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer who get us out of the Sign Network. Thank you, Ellen Steinfeld. And thank you, everybody, for being with us. It is truly, I am your April Fool. And what a beautiful way to start a new month and to start the new season. Love all of you. Look forward to seeing you next week on all of our shows. Wednesday night, Trish and I will be back with our wonderful friend, Raquel Spring. And I'm going to say the chat. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time. And good night, everybody. Thank you so much.